What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Another Taiwanese official has tested positive for COVID, this time Mainland Affairs Council Minister Chiu Tai-san. He's the latest in a series of infections. Earlier, 3 more members of Taiwan's pandemic response team were confirmed to have COVID. The officials had mild or no symptoms and are in isolation. Health Minister Chen Si-zong also tested positive on Sunday. The mayor of Taiwan's northwestern city of Taoyuan, Zheng Wen-san, also has COVID and is isolating at home. The chief executive of a Taiwanese importer has been detained under suspicion of fraud. The company is under investigation for using defective COVID-19 rapid testing kits from China and passing them off as American. Investigators say Safeway OA Supply Company won bids to supply 10 Taiwanese government agencies with U.S. manufactured test kits. But when people took the tests, the control line often failed to appear. Investigations found the supposedly U.S.-made FlowFlex test kits were in fact illegally imported from China. Safeway supplied nearly 2 million kits, earning more than $3 million US. Prosecutors on Monday seized nearly 500,000 test kits. 5 people from the company are being questioned. Officials say Taiwan's COVID wave is on its way out, but 2 subvariants are raising concern. The country has eased restrictions, but it has stopped at fully opening its borders, fearing it could lead to a fresh spike in cases. John Van Trieste has this report.
2 highly contagious COVID strains have arrived in Taiwan, but health officials say there's little risk to the public for now.
目前来讲，还没有看到有这个扩散的一个情形。不过，因为都是在边境这边拦截到的，我想应该这个会外扩的几率是蛮低的。356好，谢谢。
But medical experts are considering what these subvariants, BA4 and BA5, would mean for Taiwan as it recovers from its biggest COVID spike yet.
初步的研究看起来，它跟 BA.1 或 BA.2 相比，大概有增加 20%到30%左右的一个传播力啦。不过这个2成或2成多的这个传播力，都不是像先前比如说那个 Delta 换成 Omicron 的时候，那个是以倍数的方式在增加。
它会突破性感染，那让我们的无敌星星预期会失效。那当然我们第4季就要再度把它打起来，那把那个免疫城墙拉得更高。
Taiwan is moving ahead to vaccinate some of its most vulnerable, children. Taipei will start giving a second vaccine dose to children this Saturday, with other cities to follow. The government has shortened the gap between doses for children as young as 5 to just a month. Though Taiwan has not yet approved any COVID vaccine for children under 5, school-age children will be better protected as they prepare for their summer holidays next month. James Rayner and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Apple Online is laying off 280 employees in early August. It's the latest dramatic shift for the news provider, which originally belonged to the Hong Kong-based company Next Digital Media Group. The print version, Apple Daily, shut down in 2021 after Hong Kong authorities froze the company's assets. The Taiwan version also shut down in 2021 with about 300 people losing their job. Last week, Apple Online was sold to new owners. Details of the sale are not yet public. Taiwan's labor laws say that employees must be given 60 days notice in advance of any mass layoffs. Some Apple Online employees say they were not notified beforehand. China has rejected claims that the Taiwan Strait is an international waterway, saying that it falls within its exclusive jurisdiction.
根据联合国海洋法公约和中国国内法，台湾海峡水域由两岸的海岸向海峡中心线延伸，依次为中国的内水、领海、毗连区和专属经济区。中国对台湾海峡享有主权、主权权利和管辖权。
The UN Convention on the Law of the Sea states that territorial waters extend 12 nautical miles from shore. Coastal states are allowed limited law enforcement in the contiguous zone, which stretches out another 12 nautical miles. They also have the right to exploit resources within a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, but cannot apply domestic law within this range. The Taiwan Strait is nearly 100 nautical miles wide. The convention also makes an exception for straits used for international navigation, giving all vessels the right of passage. Beijing's assertion could signal its intent to further restrict access to the Taiwan Strait.
外交部在这边再次的重申，台湾海峡是国际水域，是指凡是属于我国领海范围以外的水域，都适用国际法的公海自由原则。我国向来我们尊重外国的船舶在台湾海峡任何符合国际法的行动，包括无害通过。
China watchers are saying that cracks are beginning to show in the Communist Party's leadership. Strict lockdowns, especially in Beijing and Shanghai, have caused resentment and growing concern over an emerging economic slowdown. A new episode of TaiwanPlus Point offers insight into the situation. Host Yin Kavat speaks with Lai Yizong, CEO of think tank Prospect Foundation, and Guo Conglun, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of the United Daily News, to find out more.
I think one of the things that come out from the U.S. One China policy is that it had put up with a new condition, meaning that the precondition is China cannot use force to achieve its unification. Of course, U.S. will agree that that Taiwan and China can be unified in the future, but this have to go through in a peaceful means and have to depends on Taiwan's people's own will, that you cannot force upon the Taiwan people will by force.
Dr. Lai, do you agree about that, or is it that the US actually doesn't take a position?
The US does not take any position on the Taiwan's sovereignty or the status in its relation with China. And also international scholar, especially the scholarly or the legal counselor within the State Department, still maintain the position that the United States still maintains the so-called Taiwan status undetermined, that legal interpretation regarding Taiwan. So that that is a part of the development of the San Francisco Peace Treaty. So that no, the United States does not take the position whether Taiwan is a part of China.
Would you agree with the calls for strategic ambiguity to become strategic clarity?
Right now, the strategic ambiguity does not seem to serve the function to deter China from its military maneuver or the aggression against Taiwan. From year 2016 and onward, we started to see the Chinese military assets, whether that's aircraft or the vessels, keep approaching the Taiwan and in a more aggressive manners. Last year we already have about 1,000 Chinese aircrafts enter Taiwan's ADIZ, and this year, and I think the pace will be it will break the record last year. And also the issue about the Chinese international isolation campaign against Taiwan in the last 2 or 3 years also intensified. But now that it seems that all the international gatherings, as long as it's international, no matter it's a political or non-political, the Chinese position is that no, Taiwan cannot step into those gatherings, and that kind of the increase of international campaign against Taiwan.
That was TaiwanPlus Point. For the full show, please visit our website, TaiwanPlus.com. Taipei Fine Arts Museum is hosting a retrospective on the iconic British fashion designer Mary Quant. Dubbed the mother of the miniskirt, Quant shot to fame in the 1960s with her colorful designs that came to define an era. Her goal, she said, was to make fashion available for everyone. Taipei is the first Asian stop on a world tour for the exhibition Quant Fashion Revolutionary, curated by the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. The retrospective includes over 120 items of authentic vintage clothing, accessories, and cosmetics. It will run until the end of August. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of Albania's Vjosa River. It's one of Europe's last wild rivers. Environmentalists are trying to turn the area into a national park. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.